President John F. Kennedy. About 20 members of the Kennedy clan met Bill and Hillary Clinton at Arlington National Cemetery. Both Clintons placed a single white rose on Robert Kennedy's grave. Then the president-elect walked alone to the eternal flame as President Kennedy's grave, kneeling on one knee and bowing his head.
Protect and defend
the Constitution of the United States.
So help me God.
Congratulations. Thank you.
In the end, what counts is what gets said.
That the only thing we have to fear is fear itself.
Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
This particular inaugural has already been shaken by the rumbling of American bombs falling far away. Very real symbolism that what counts is not the party, but the very daunting morning after. In Washington, I'm Mark Phillips for Eye on America.
So when Mr. Clinton was being pummeled and his campaign was reeling from allegations by Jennifer Flowers, a distressed Leopolis paid his own way and drove all night to New Hampshire to tell anyone who'd listen about the Bill Clinton he knew.
We did friends since we were little boys.
Knew that the people of New Hampshire would understand that if someone's had friends for that long, that they might think they're a pretty good person. So I had to help.
Leopolis traveled the country for the campaign, partly because he never forgot how, from Oxford, Mr. Clinton had tracked down Leopolis in Italy to console him after Leopolis' mother died. When Leopolis came back to Little Rock to market copying machines, the two men who first met on a fourth-grade playground renewed their friendship. And after the election, when Mr. Clinton relaxed with longtime friends, David Leopolis first proposed a toast to the president-elect, then went shopping for the inaugural festivities.
I believe they fit.
Getting ready for a day which will be unforgettable for Mr. Clinton and for a friend from back home as well.
Now your friend is going to be president.
It's wonderful.
Once in Washington, the entire Leopolis delegation was dazzled by the pre-inaugural celebration. But for David Leopolis, this morning was even better. The pre-dawn chill outside Blair House, then along the tidal basin, finally up Pennsylvania Avenue, the bond forged years ago between two 8-year-olds remained as strong as ever.
I love it.
This is Bob Fall, CBS News.
Coming up next, President Bush waxing sentimental when the CBS Evening News continues from here in Washington.
U.S. fighting men and women in a combat situation in and around the Persian Gulf, but it has also happened, and this is the point, in times of tremendous stress, for example, after the assassination of President Kennedy, after the resignation of President Nixon. We know from history in so many societies of the past, cataclysmic events such as that make a transfer of power at the top violent and difficult, but not in this country.
Well, that's so true, Dan. And I mean, just think about it. I've never heard of another country. Perhaps there is one. But as far as I know, we're the only country that ever held a presidential election in the midst of the Civil War, in the midst of a civil war. And we did that. President Lincoln's second term began during the Civil War. So it is a remarkable thing. And as you say, we often take it for granted. But it's something, well, we take it for granted. We ought not to forget what's happening.
They are hoping to squeeze as close to the stage as possible.
Look how crowded it is up by the water.
The problem is, so are 300,000 of their fellow Americans. It's a lot of people.
Here's Lincoln.
Suddenly, a stroke of luck.
Senior citizenship.
This is what you do. Go to gate 10.
Yeah.
Be some more orange hats here.
Yeah.
To pick you up, to escort you right here.
Fine.
To spots, okay?
Frida is picked out of the crowd and given special senior citizen seating right up front.
It was a big break. Yeah, it was a great break. Doesn't happen unless you try.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome President-elect Bill Clinton and Mrs. Clinton, Vice President-elect Al Gore and Mrs. Gore.
And here they are in their premium spots, right in front of the stage.
Great.
Of course, they probably could have seen more on TV.
I did see him closer during the campaign in Wisconsin.
Frida and Mary got close that time, but will their luck hold up? The truth is, while most of the inaugural events are free to the public, that doesn't necessarily mean they're open to the public. You want to get in, you need tickets.
I'm here to pick up tickets. Tickets. What are you here for 1 hour? You can't let you through without a ticket.
The ladies from Kenosha want a good view here for the swearing in and to dance at an inaugural ball. So they're going to have to pull out all the stops.
We have our invitations to the actual inauguration on the White House grounds.
First stop, Brenda, a fellow Kenoshan. Politically connected, she found them tickets to the swearing in, but she can't quite deliver on the ball.
We're having our own mini inaugural ball at the Sheraton.
How many people?
It's for 10.
Just for 10 people?
Uh-huh. Are you going to give up like that, though?
No, that's why we're having...
Monday night.
The first issue is getting her a ticket.
Some of Wisconsin's biggest cheeses gather in the nation's capital.
Has got a scalper. We'll take up a collection for Frida.
Kenosha County Executive John Collins knows his prestige is on the line. So the bottom line is, though, John, will you be able to get any of these women tickets to the ball?
I doubt that very seriously.
Tuesday night, the ladies from Kenosha see an old friend, an honest-to-goodness big shot. Les Aspin, congressman from Wisconsin. Sure, he may be the next Secretary of Defense, but can he deliver? Who's going to get Frida an inaugural ball ticket?
Who is?
No ball tickets here either. Got your ticket?
Yeah.
But at least they are getting into the most important event, the swearing in. So here they are, 3 ladies from Kenosha.
Yeah, where are you looking at that you see it? Huh? Right through these people. See, I can see right through these people's heads.
Waiting 3 hours in 38-degree weather to watch the inauguration.
The President-elect, William Jefferson Clinton.
Yay! There he is. On television.
Protect and defend the Constitution of the United States.
Preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Yeah! All right!
It was great. It was part of history, and we were here.
So what's left?
What's left? Go to the ball tonight without a ticket.
So, Dan, guess where Frida is? She made it to the ball. She got a ticket, after all, at the Wisconsin ball. There she is, all dressed up. Now she's hoping to see President Clinton. But she is realistic. She is an old campaigner, after all, and she says that if you really do your job right, your candidate is elected. And then after that, he belongs to everyone.
And you get to go to the ball. Thanks, Aaron.
The oath. And we talked about how Dick Loker's not going to have George Bush to kick around anymore.
Whoever in is your target.
Yeah, who's ever in. Right. We like to think of ourselves as Mort Saul who can draw.
Cartoonists look forward to a new administration. After all, it's brand new material, and there's a lot of brand new stuff to poke fun at.
One of the 10 things you don't want to do with Bill Clinton is show heavy thighs. I have to show him with the pot belly. And this will be Bill Clinton as he works his way into McDonald's.
So while Hail to the Chief blares from the television, Loker gets an idea, and we get a glimpse into Loker's world. Watch how Hail to the Chief becomes Inhale to the Chief.
You're hit with a bolt of lightning from time to time.
Here I got the eyes, the baggy eyes.
Meanwhile, across Michigan Avenue at the Sun-Times, Jack Higgins, also a Pulitzer winner, is developing his impression of the new president.
Bill Clinton is still an unknown commodity. He's like a suitcase without a lot of stickers on it. It shouldn't take people more than a few seconds to recognize him. Otherwise, it defeats the purpose.
It better not take more than a few seconds, because that's all the reader looks. Hours are spent coming up with ideas. Hours are spent executing them, all for a few seconds. But those few seconds pack a lot of punch.
both the Clintons are being sworn in.
Yeah, Hillary.
Higgins has been drawing for 12 years and, like Loker, taking advantage of his position on the editorial page to drive home a point that he thinks has to be made.
I'll just take the mask the politicians wear. I'll try to take that mask and stretch it out and show them for what I think they really are.
So do Higgins and Loker think alike?
Did inhale to the chief cross your mind in the past 24 hours?
But I'll tell you one that came to my mind. It's similar to that. Thinking about him jogging, stopping by McDonald's. Hail to the chef.
Oh,
Hail to the chef. That is the new president being chastised for promoting Big Macs. So already the cartoonists, because of their influence, are giving Clinton a stomachache.